Hello everyone and welcome to my very first pregnancy Q&A, and I am doing it on YouTube. The other day I went on my Instagram and posted a little Q&A for all things pregnancy related, and I'm so excited to dive in. If you have been pregnant or are pregnant, you know that all things pregnancy, when you're going through the journey, is literally all you want to talk about. And so I have to force myself not to when I'm around people, because I know that they're probably not as interested as I am in this topic. So I'm so excited to do this today. But I have a lot of questions to go through. Obviously can't get through all of them, but I'm just going to choose the most frequently asked ones. So today I am 18 weeks and 2 days pregnant. It is October 30th. My due date is March 31st. Okay, let's get into it. We are gonna have a guest appearance in a little bit with my husband, Steve. So he's gonna join us like halfway through. So I screen recorded all of your questions. So let's get into it. Okay, what was the first sign early on that you knew you were pregnant? This one's gonna be very weird, but my pee was very strong smelling. You know how when you eat asparagus, your pee smells very strong? That was a symptom that I'm very in tune with my body. I was like, there's something going on. Maybe I have some sort of like UTI or whatever. But it turned out I was pregnant. Have you read any books while preggo? Any advice for newly preggo? I have not, but I did sign up for courses through Tinyhood. My friend did it. She said that's literally all she did was take those courses, and her husband felt very prepared for their child. So that's all I'm doing, and we haven't started those, so I will let you know how those go. Not a cue, just love you sharing your little cutie baby with us. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching and listening, because this journey is so excited to me. And to be able to share it with you guys is just a dream. I shared with you when Steve and I were engaged. I shared that with you, that whole process, marriage, bikini competition, starting the business. So this is just like another chapter, another journey that I can't wait to share with you guys. This is my most frequently asked question. How long did you and Steve try? Steve and I started dating, 17 years old, when I moved to Indiana for high school, my senior year. Went on birth control for about 2 to 3 years, got off because it made me feel really moody and bloated, and ever since then we've been very, very safe in terms of using protection. And one day back in April, I literally woke up and was like, well, you know, if it happens, it happens. I didn't think it would happen so fast, because a lot, probably like every single one of my friends has had a while before they get pregnant, whether it be a year or 2 years or 3 years. They've always told me like, oh, you think you're gonna get pregnant right away, like don't worry, like you're basically not, because that hasn't been the story for any of my other friends. So I was like, okay, we're just gonna stop being careful, and we literally did one time, and I got pregnant. Very, 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 very shocked, and we were so excited. I was about 6 weeks in, and I had a miscarriage, which I can talk about now and not cry and get emotional, but it's obviously been months and months since that's happened. But when that does happen to you, it is like the worst thing that can ever happen, because it is like a loss. And so that was really hard to go through with Steve and I. No one really knew about it, so struggling like that in silence, and then having to show up at work and be like this strong person and this leader when I was going through that time was really, really tough. And then we tried again the next month. I had a chemical pregnancy, which is essentially you test positive for, you know, a few days, and then your period comes. So we went through that, and then I was so like kind of beat down, almost starting to get obsessive with testing for pregnancy and stuff like that. But the third month we were like, all right, let's try again. And quick intermission because my camera died. We ended up on that third time getting pregnant, and I knew I was pregnant. I knew I was like so bloated and so emotional. I one day had implantation cramps, which is, I get questions about this all the time because I've talked about it before, but it's essentially like right here on your uterus. On either side, you will feel almost like pushing in, and that's kind of how I felt. And so I was with my friend Chloe. I was like, what do implantation cramps feel like? And she was describing it to me, and I was like, okay, that's really weird. Like, I've been feeling those. I felt those yesterday. But then I went home and took a test, and I tested very, very, very faint line. Like, even Steve didn't, like, no one believed me because it was a very faint line. And so the day after, I went to the doctor and they said, sorry to break it to you, you're not pregnant. And so I was like so upset. I was like, okay, we're done. I need to recover emotionally from this. Let's move forward and try again in the future when we're ready. But I was out with Tyler at a restaurant and I was just feeling so bloated and like, I was just feeling very off. And I go home. This is a week later after those implantation cramps. I go home and I'm like, I'm just gonna test and be that psycho that I've been the past 3 months. And I tested and it was a very dark positive line. I just like dropped the floor bawling because it was like, even though it was 3 months, it was emotionally draining because it's all you can think about. I know that a lot of people go through that journey for a very long time, but it is like a constant. You're always thinking about it. So, very, very, very happy. Told my family immediately, obviously told Steve immediately, and yeah, just beyond, beyond, beyond happy, so ready, and it's gonna be an awesome new chapter. So, there's my story. Full story. I have not really talked about it on Instagram. Just like a very vulnerable thing, but YouTube to me is a little bit different, and you guys are my peeps, so there you have it. How long did you take off from the gym to get pregnant? This is another thing that my friend told me about. She said she was struggling to get pregnant as well, and one of the things she did was she like completely stopped working out, and so I gave it a try, and that was that 3rd month in, and that's when I got pregnant. I don't want to come out and say like all this advice to people because I'm not a doctor. I don't know if it really worked, but that's something that I did that was different in the last 2 months of trying, was I stopped working out. Steve, this is a good one for you to answer with me. Okay, do the hormones make you feel crazy?
Me?
Asking me, but
this is a good one for me to see if I think you're crazy.
yeah.
No.
At first, yes. I would say the first trimester, yes. Like, crazy. Like, I would lock myself in the bathroom for a second and give it a nice cry. Sometimes a good scream in the car. Definitely. But it gets better. 2nd trimester. I'm definitely better, right?
Yeah. Feeling better.
What oil or cream do you use on your tummy to avoid stretch marks? So it's bio oil. I actually like used this back in the day, but bio oil is what I've been using, and then I also use olive oil in the shower, like as a last coat, and then I rinse it off a little, and then we're nice and oily. We're nice and moisturized. Biggest surprise so far? I think the biggest surprise for me is if you are a size A cup and you go to like a C in the matter of a few months. That's definitely wild. How many kids do you want?
A bunch.
He would have like 10 if he could.
That's too many.
He's
like
30.
9 is probably enough.
Oh my gosh. He's always said that since we were like teenagers.
Well, you have to meet in the middle. You wanted 1.
Oh, did I?
2 at the most.
You know what? I'm flexible these days. I could do like, I feel like 3 sounds so good. Oh, do you have names picked out? Yes, we do. We have We had 3, and now I think we have 2. We have this app, The Bump. It says X is 18 weeks or whatever, and you can put the name in, and so we're kind of like putting the name in to see what feels right. But what I kind of want to do is when he's born, because we're having a boy, I haven't told you that, we're having a boy, is when he's born, look at him and see which name. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, yes. Did you have cramping in your first trimester? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And this is like technically my second pregnancy, and so I heard that was worse than the first. So if you guys have cramping, that's what I had. And I freaked out pretty much every day of that first trimester. Oh, this could be the last one. How has your relationship with Steve been?
Magical. I'm the best.
He is, though. He is killing it. Everything that I need. Okay, thanks for joining.
Bye.
These are questions that I don't know yet. So how are you choosing big items like cot, pram, car seat, etc.? I have no idea yet, you guys. I feel so unprepared. We're just taking it day by day, and we will learn when the time comes what we need, how to care for him, all this good stuff. But that's also why I'm doing vlogging again, because it will be so fun to share all of those things with you guys. So maybe I'll do Q&As more often, and I'll have better answers for you guys. But right now I am only 18 weeks, so I hope that by like the next 2 to 3 months, I'll be feeling a lot different and more prepared than I am now. What size Vitality tights do you wear while pregnant? I have sized up to a small in everything except Daydream. Daydream is so stretchy, and it's like you're naked. You're wearing butter. So that's the only thing that I'm not wearing an extra, or I'm not wearing a small in, but everything else I have sized up from an extra small to a small, even our maternity leggings. So if you don't have our maternity leggings, definitely recommend. It's pretty much all I wear every day because it's so comfy. It holds me in. I feel just like really secure. And it's just, they go with everything. They go with everything, and they're like the only pants that fit me right now. So yeah. How are you feeling now? I'm feeling so much better, you guys. Like for me, my nausea went away probably right when I went into second trimester, like pretty quickly. Maybe 15 weeks is more accurate. But now it's like food aversions. I'm dealing with food aversions. Nothing sounds good. Like, I don't really feel like eating. Food isn't that good. Food doesn't really taste that good. I'm such a foodie, so this is new to me. I like always love food and always want food, and so to have this like be a part of my life right now where I don't want anything is super weird for me. But that's how I'm feeling. Lots of energy. It's very weird. I just feel a little bit like I'm not moving around as fast as I usually do, and like workouts, I'm winded like a mother, but I do have a lot more energy than first trimester. When is too early to start your registry? Currently 14 weeks. Start it whenever you want. Seriously, you can build that thing throughout your entire pregnancy, because if you think of something now, you might forget about it later. So I say go for it, even when you just find out. There's no shame in that. Was your cycle normal after the miscarriage? Just had a miscarriage and I'm desperate to try again. For me, my cycle was normal after the miscarriage, yes. I think because I was only 6 weeks when I did miscarry, that is probably why I was able to bounce back so quickly. Did you have days where your symptoms totally went away? 6 weeks and 3 days and I feel normal? Yes. No, seriously. When we got into that car accident in Indiana, my symptoms went away completely. I wasn't nauseous. I had energy. I did not feel pregnant. Like, it was so scary. And that was for like 3 days straight until we got back home. Did the nausea kick in. So I thought we had lost the baby. I was just getting ready for my body to have another miscarriage. And sometimes that is the case where you lose all your symptoms. That's what happened to me the first time, is I lost all my symptoms. My boobs stopped hurting and stuff like that. So I was very scared for that to happen again, but it was weird and normal because I went through that non-symptom days, many days in my first trimester, many days. So if you're losing symptoms, don't freak out. Just try and not stress. Try and think positively, because stress is also really bad for the baby. So just think about my story, because it was positive. I lost my symptoms many times during my first trimester, and I always freaked out. But yeah, it was normal. So don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Are you having any mental struggles with weight gain since you come from fitness? Actually, no. I did initially, and I made a vlog about that a few times ago, my very first pregnancy vlog. And that was like when I was 6 weeks in, where my clothes just like stopped fitting, my jeans, and I went from an extra small to a small. I think at that point, that was the biggest mind shift for me because I didn't have a belly, really. Like it was just really bloat, but my body everywhere else was gaining weight. And so for me, it was frustrating because none of my pants fit and like my tops don't really fit or didn't fit at the time. But I was able to get over it quickly because I also put those clothes away and only wear things that I feel comfortable in. Like this Vitality bodysuit is, I live in this thing. I have many colors, and I wear it with like sweat shorts or sweatpants almost every day. Like I do not wear jeans right now, only leggings that feel comfortable. So I think the biggest thing is wear things that you're comfortable in and know that your body is going to gain weight anyways, and to not stress about it. But your body is going to gain the weight it wants to, and just think about like 2 years from now and you look back at your pregnancy and you're so sad because all you did was worry about how your body looked. That's something that I refuse to do. And so I am just embracing it and, eating when I want to, eating what I want to, having balance, but also like staying active and eating mostly nutrient dense. Yeah, I think that really helped me, was to find clothes that fit my body and stretch with my body and make me feel comfortable. Do you and your sister want to have kids at the same time? We always did. That was always our goal. But I think with Vitality, like our lives are consumed by that business. And for her, she just like can't even think about having a child right now. She, when she has the time, wants to like travel, and they want to go get married, and they just have a lot of things they want to do before they have a kid. So although initially in like the perfect fantasy world, we would have loved to be pregnant together, that's just like, that's not where we're at right now in life. But she's very excited to be a little auntie. Her and Ari, they're gonna be so good. I can't wait. They want to literally steal him away and take him on days and just like spoil him. So I'm all for that. Oh yes, have you done any old wives' tales? Were they right? One thing is, I heard you crave meat when you are having a boy, and that also happened with my mom when she had my brother Max. So that one is true for me because like that's all I want. I don't really want sweets. I want like savory and meat. So that one is true. But I did think I was having a girl until we found out we were having a boy. Like I was dead set. But we're having a boy. So I was completely wrong, except the one thing that was true was the meat thing. That was true. How will you work to balance work and childcare? You've got this. Thank you so much. You are so sweet. I feel like I don't got this because I don't even have time to wash my hair these days. So I'm either doing this, social media, or working on Vitality. So to plug in being a mom, I quite honestly don't know, but I do want to be prepared. I'm planning out my maternity leave already, but I don't know how long I want. I don't know how it's gonna look with work. I do know that I'm gonna work from home a lot more, and I do want to have a good balance where I'm not working till 9 p.m., which I'm doing right now. I think that everything will work out, but I'm working on it. I just don't know what it quite looks like. But I do know work's gonna be dialing back a lot. A lot. What is your birth plan? No idea. I do know I probably want an epidural, but I wanna wait until the last possible moment. I do know that I don't want to get induced. I want to wait until my body's naturally ready. And I do know it will be a hospital birth. Okay, how did you work out through the nausea? That one was tough. I definitely had worse nausea the longer I was awake. Right when I would wake up, I would eat my 2 pancake Vans from Vans. And I would go to the gym immediately after my coffee and waffle or coffee and pancake. Sometimes even bring a snack with me. I went not very often. I went when I felt good, because you are going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. And that is kind of how I worked through it. I think one thing that helped me was to chew gum during my workouts. That mint really helped me subside my nausea. And always have crackers in your car, always saltines. Sour candy helps a lot. But I think that's how I got through it. Listen to your body, don't push yourself. Go easy. Like if you have to do 20% of your 100% effort, do that. At least you're moving your body and trying to remain just as healthy as you can. So, I could talk for hours and hours and hours on all pregnancy cues. If you guys liked this, let me know. I would love to do another one. Q&As are my faves, as well as full days of eating, and those are some things that I will continue to do throughout this pregnancy, and I'm just so excited. So, thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to like this video, subscribe down below, follow my socials at Tay Che. That's where I'm posting all things pregnancy, and I will see you in the next one.